Yo, 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 yo! We're back with another video, and this time we are talking about Drake. Drake reacts to breaking the Michael Jackson chart record, Carry On, Carry On. Drizzy occupies the number 3 slot on the Billboard 209 and top 10 of this week's Billboard 100s. Not too bad, not too bad. Drake knows a thing or two about trophies and bringing records home. The Sixth God celebrates surpassing Michael Jackson for the most number ones. Is amongst the for the most number is among males. No, it's gonna be number ones, isn't it? I don't know what the hell they're writing here. Male sold at Tuesday, May 26th, after Janice STFU debuts at top the Billboard 100. Nick broke from carrying the chain back. Broke from carrying the game back records. Broke carry on my name, carry on the carry on. What? Drizzy captioned the Instagram post, which could double as a lyrics, featuring an illustrated photo of Michael Jackson with Iceman, bluebirds in the snow landscape. Okay. Well, here's my thoughts on this. Well done to Drake, but it's one of those worlds we live in where we talk about the 90s and now. Okay, imagine Michael Jackson was alive now and he was still making music with a credible label behind him. Let's think about that. How big would he be? Even though Michael Jackson, his star kind of faded towards the end of his career, but he could still make good music given the right producers. But he seemed to be stuck in his own ways, thinking that he knew everything. But in the 90s, when you went to buy music, you actually went out to buy music. I'm not taking anything away from Drake or his team that pushed the Iceman album and the rest of the other two albums. But back then, you actually had to go out and buy music. Nowadays, you could become a number one artist and you don't even know who went out and bought what. You just say, no, there's downloads here, there's downloads here, there. And at the end of it all could be some sort of digital manipulation, black magic by the record label to make you seem bigger than you are, to make you break these records. I said before, I'm not taking anything away from anyone. He could well be breaking all these records. But there are ways nowadays to make people get to number one without them actually selling the amount of numbers they need to sell. There's ways to manipulate everything. And that's why I'm saying, like, it feels hollow right now when you say someone's broken Michael Jackson's record. Because comparing Michael Jackson to Drake now is unfair. It's well unfair to compare Drake to Michael Jackson. Let's just put this in perspective. If Drake was around when Michael Jackson was around, in the height of his fame, could Drake have been the same artist that Michael Jackson was? That's the question. Look how long it takes him to break that record. And I'm saying, I don't even believe these days that people are selling the units they say they're selling, because I've seen artists that are popular artists and they ain't selling anything. The labels are making them look like they're selling. There's all sorts of jiggery pokery behind the scenes where there's bundles put in. They put people into playlists so people automatically play. Even Drake was one of those artists where he just pops up on the playlist. You don't even search for him, he just pops up. Things were done for certain artists to make them seem bigger than they are. That's what I need to say. So take that as you may think about it. Like, I ain't got no beef with Drake, but it's one of those things where you just have to think to yourself, like, it just seems a bit hollow these days when you know how the industry works and how things can be so manipulative when it comes to streams being bought, bots being put onto albums, and there's no shortages of how people can get their music these days. Everything's been streamed. So, as I said before, when you actually went out and bought those other artists, you could actually tell those people sold the record they sold because people went out and bought it. Now, you're not even sure. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.